Hi, Alina. Hi, Marty. Hi, Ruth. Oh, I was thinking of you, and now I'm in the same situation, but not as bad. I'm just sitting here, working and lurking. Yeah, I'm sitting here watching I guess, Ian. I'm having coffee and Ian, I guess. Spend the morning with Ian and the night and the next morning, and it's going to go on and on and on. And, well, Ruth, you just went through Fiona, which was awesome. I mean, awful. And it looks like Ian is trying to outdo Fiona. They must have a rivalry. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I looked at the cone of uncertainty, and it looked like I was out of the woods. No issues at all. The way it was tracking. And then the next day, the storm kind of dropped a little bit, and they extended the tropical warning a little bit further. And then I looked at the hurricane map at 4 o'clock this morning, and it's like the bottom literally dropped out of this whole damn thing. And now it's either, if you're on the West Coast, it's hurricane, and if you're on the East Coast, it is a tropical storm. And my sister-in-law, who lives down in Delray Beach, called, and she said, "You want to come down here?" Because that looked like, the southern tip of Florida, like down in the Miami area, they were going to be unscathed by this. No more. And so we're all in this. And I figured I'd just come on until like Dee Dee comes on about 8:30, and I was lonely and I was up, and I figured I would see who was out there. And, hopefully, guys keep me company, and maybe I'll glue something. I'm not sure. Your hubby's headed down there for work this morning. Oh, wow. Wow. Is he doing, electrical work? I know all of the power trucks and all of those folks, fortunately, are all lined up and ready to go as soon as the storm is over. It does change so fast. And, it could change again. It could be, it's now saying that it looks like, everyone thought it was going to come ashore at Tampa. And now it's coming ashore way south of Tampa. But right now it's a Hurricane 4. And they're saying it could be a 5. And then when it comes ashore, it'll be a 3. And then all of a sudden, it's going to be like a 1. And it's going to go all the way up, Disney World and Busch Gardens, and those guys are closed. They never close, ever. Hi, Melody. Good morning to you. And they're closed, and which is a rarity, because I figured they'd have to close, right? And it's going to go right up through Orlando, and then it's going to go out to the Atlantic, and there's a very good chance that it can turn and make a second landfalling, like in South Carolina. There's that outside chance that it could have 2, landfallings. Is that right? Landfallings. Yeah. So it's a monster. It's over 500 miles wide, and you're still waiting for your power. Oh, do you have power? I know they said that over 500,000 people were without power up in Nova Scotia. That must be almost the whole population. Good morning, Kathy. Thank you for coming in and saying good morning. I'm just kind of talking and a little nervous. I went to the vet with my cat the other day. She started biting me, and that was not in her personality. So I Googled, what you do when a cat starts biting. And it said, it means the cat's in pain, and to contact the vet immediately. And they had immediately in bold black print. So I contacted her vet immediately, and they saw her Monday. Oh, Ruth, you have power, but some of your family members were still without. Yeah, that's how it goes here too. In this area, people can get their power back, and other people can take, twice as long to have it restored. Yeah, poor Lily. And she's never been a fan of thunderstorms, and because we have thunderstorms every afternoon. And the vet was really, really nice because she asked me about that. And I said, yeah, she doesn't like thunderstorms. So she prescribed pain medication for her. And she prescribed like a chill pill, basically, to take so she won't be so afraid. And because the vet said, especially with the hurricane coming, they can sense a big storm coming. So I gave her, but it comes in a capsule form, and I've got no problem with the capsule, but because I just sprinkle it on her tuna fish for her other meds, and but you're only supposed to give her half a capsule. Well, try to get the capsule open and just administer half of the powder in the capsule. Not an easy feat. Yesterday, I couldn't get the capsule open, so I figured, well, I'll cut it in half, and then I'll just cut it in half and go, whoop, like this real quick, and, so I wouldn't spill the other half. Well, I got half a capsule, but the other half I lost completely. That was I got all spread all over the cutting board, so that didn't work. So today I was able to get the capsule open, but I did it over a little glass bowl, and I dumped it all in a bowl and kind of divided it in half, and then gave her half, and then saved the other half for tomorrow. So we'll see how it works. But yeah, it's going to be a long couple of days. I mean, it's Wednesday, and I don't think it's supposed to be here until. Why is it always in the middle of the night? It always seems like this shit, always happens in the wee hours of the morning. Like, so it looks like Thursday AM that, it's really going to start to move in, and it's going to be here pretty much Friday. And hi, Barb and others. I love them. Every time she goes, you tell, and others. That always reminds me of return papers. So it's going to be here for a while, and it's so hard to get a local forecast that's not hyped. All of the hyping that goes on, and you try to weed through all the crap to try to figure out really what's going on. And I depend on the National Weather Service. I've got their app, and I check that out. Oh no, it's the pain, Marty. She definitely has arthritis. That was diagnosed a couple of years ago. Yeah, she's got arthritis, and that's what's causing a lot of her pain. Yep. Unfortunately, I've got arthritis, and my cat has arthritis. So the hurricane is headed your way too. Yeah. Yep. Are you on the West Coast, Vanessa? Are you in the middle of the state? I can't remember. I forgot that you were even in Florida, to be honest with you. I'm on the East Coast. And Beth lives about 45 minutes north of me. So she's kind of in the same situation. She's in New Smyrna Beach, so she's on the coast too. And we're going to be more than likely in a tropical storm, situation, hopefully. Well, that's nice. Thank you. Positive vibes are good. Yes, the Laurettes. Yes, this was a pleasant surprise. I thought I'd just come on and jabber a little bit until Dee Dee got on. I'm just, a little anxious. And I figured, why not just reach out to this community? And I figured somebody would pop in and say, hey. Oh, Vanessa, you're on the East Coast? Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have a tropical storm. We're going to have rain and wind for sure. Good morning, Angie. So nice to see you. I'm sharing my anxiety about this stupid hurricane. I don't know anybody. Well, there are people that love hurricanes. That there are hurricane chasers, people that go around and chase them. The problem with this hurricane, speaking of chasing, there's a lot of pop-up tornadoes associated with it. And there's nowhere to go. If it's a tornado, there's absolutely nowhere to go. In Florida, there's no basements in Florida. Nobody has a basement in Florida. They say, well, you go to an interior room or you go into a bathroom, you get into your bathtub. Well, I have 2 bathrooms. They're both on the outside walls, and I do have a bathtub. So I probably would go into my garage. I'm in a duplex, so I have a party wall, which I do believe is double cinder block. So I guess that would be maybe the best place to hunker down. But then I'd have to grab up the cat, and then by the time you know there's a hurricane coming, you're going to be, I don't know. I mean, not a hurricane, a tornado. Try not to think about those. And they pop up those warnings all the time. So that's another, this thing is spawning a lot of tornadoes and such. So that's always a fright. Pinellas Park, not too far from Clear. Oh, see, now she's all boarded up. Yep. The West Coast, yep. And they really thought this would be the Tampa that was really going to get wiped out. Now it's going to come ashore way, way south of Tampa. Let's see, Angie, any sign of your cable guy yet? And you're dressed and cute and made up. Oh, Angie's got something going with the cable guy? Are you starting rumors there, Marty? Interesting. Well, we still have our power because it's early on. And again, I was talking about finding a local, real local forecast. And I can find one, and I can get an hourly forecast. Let's see, Miss Ann, you and everyone in the past. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, and so we'll have a tropical storm. The whole East Coast is, has a blue line going down the whole coast all the way down to Miami. So everybody's going to get something. Now, tropical storm, I do believe the definition of that is winds under 75 miles an hour. But I was looking at my local forecast where I can look at it by the hour, and it'll tell me what percentage of rain there's going to be. So there's going to be 60% rain or 80 or 90. Now it's 100% rain. But it also gives the wind speeds. And I've checked the wind speeds by the hour for all day today, Thursday, and Friday. And the highest wind speed that they have registered is 30 miles per hour, which is very reassuring. So let's see. No, he hasn't, Killiam. And yes, been cleaning my bedroom and have my bra on. There you go, Angie. Very good. This is what I should do. This would be a good day. You know what this would be? This would be a really good day to sort stuff out and clean up my craft area. That would be a wonderful distraction. Oh, there's no guy coming to fix your boxes? Oh, okay. But I know I won't. And let's see, Barb said last night that she's not putting her bra on for him. The plot thickens. So I'm drinking some iced coffee. I've made that. A couple of people have suggested that, I cook some food up ahead and then have it cooked. And that's not a bad idea. I have a gas grill that I could fire up. The only problem with my gas grill is it's a condo for lizards. And I'm afraid to pull off the black cover because I know that there will be all sorts of reptilian creatures living underneath the black tarp because the black, and the sun is nice and warm and toasty underneath there. Oh, yeah, I know. Take it from me. It's a myth. Yeah, I'll tell you what else is a myth. When I moved, I hired. Don't fire. Oh no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't fire it up out. I would fire it up outside, Angie, and that would be a problem because it's blowing and raining out there. So, I'm saying like after the hurricane was out of here and we still didn't have power, I might go fire the grill up. I'll tell you what else is a myth. They have a moving company down here and a company that cleans out garages. And I think it's a local franchise and it's called Hunks Moving Junk. And I don't know whether you've ever heard of them. I don't think that they're a national franchise. And so I hired them to move me. I only was moving 2 miles. And again, they're not hunks by any means. And they were moving my furniture, and they didn't know what they were doing. And they showed up an hour and a half late, and it was a disaster. And the thing is, the guy that owns the franchise lives in this community. You would think that they would want to do a really good job and get a good review for the folks that live in this community, because there's people in this community that are always moving either into assisted care or moving closer to their children or whatever. And they did a horrible, horrible job. And then he kept on bugging me for a review. He wanted me to do a review on Yelp for them. And I finally said to him, the best thing I can do for you is not write a review, because if I write you a review, it's not going to be pretty. And you know that old saying, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Well, I was going to live by that code. I thought I was doing him a favor by not saying a word, because they were horrible. Hi, Lana. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. You're in South Carolina. Yeah, well, you'll get some heavy rain and some winds. Absolutely. Ian's coming to drop you a little raindrops. Could you pull up your pants? Yes. Oh my God. What's that? Wasn't there a funny, there was a funny poster about a plumber or whatever crouching down, and it said crack is a bad thing, or there was some sort of comment about crack, and it was, I can't remember what it was, but it had to do with a plumber's crack, and that was not a crack in the pipe either. I thought I would possibly try to get something. I need a closure for this massive journal that I've been working on. Maybe some of you have seen it. I don't know that I'm not ready to open it, but it needs something to close it, like so. And I bought little brackets for it. Well, I bought brackets for it, and I wasn't paying attention. How many of you are not paying attention when you buy stuff and it's either too big or too small? And this ended up being way, 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 way too small. And could you yeah. Oh, plumbers, crack kills or something like that. Yeah. It was a poster. Yeah. So I ended up getting these little brackets, and it said I didn't read the fine print, and they're mini brackets, mini brackets. And of course, this is not a mini journal. So you can see that these are definitely not going to do the trick. They are too many, because one side goes here and one goes over here, and it's like a latch that comes down. And yeah, that's just not gonna cut it. No. So I have to come up with something else. I love crafting with toilet paper rolls. Have you ever watched Marty? I think it's Marty Small Art. She's in Ireland, but I think she's Polish. I'm sure you've seen her. She does the neatest thing with toilet roll paper. She takes the toilet roll, right, and she cuts a whole bunch of slits in it, and then squishes it out, and then uses that as a paintbrush. And she dipped it in kind of like brown paint, and then she put it on a piece of paper, and then picked a lighter brown and put it down, and she painted with it. But what she created was the cutest little hedgehog I've ever seen. And it was using a paper roll as a paintbrush. It's really a cool thing. I open up the paper rolls. I've opened them up and I have doodled on them, sketched on them. And then I glued them all down and made a master board. So what are you doing with your toilet paper rolls when you're crafting with them? What are you making with them, Angie? Do tell. Pay attention to my wall. So I thought I would put, do the old string thing, and I thought instead of doing 2 circles, I would do square, circle, circle, square. But I can't get a hole through this because this is in the middle of the book that's in here. So I think I might do a brad, but then glue the whole thing down with glossy accents. But the brad really won't serve any purpose other than be an embellishment. So I don't know. Any suggestions? I can't go through this. I can't get to the other side of this because, well, maybe I can. Let me show you what my problem is. See, this journal opens up. It opens up. So I need to be here. Oh, maybe I could. You know what? I could. Yes. Yep, that's them. I love them. And they live in Cork, Ireland. Yep. And Emily and Hannah. I love watching Hannah do art. Oh, she is the cutest little thing. Oh, you know what they made with paper rolls? Toilet paper rolls last year? They made, Emily and the mom, they made this gigantic advent calendar out of toilet paper rolls. And they glued them up and they stacked them up and they put little toys inside of each one. And it was the cutest thing. I can get there. I didn't realize I could get through all of this. Okay. This is a, you want to see this? This is the pop-up. This is the pop-up journal for this side of this thing. And this is Bauhaus, which was a German design movement in 1919 to 1933. So there's some pop-up stuff on this side, and this is all Bauhaus art. I bought a Bauhaus paper pack. The Stamperia issued a Bauhaus paper pack, and it's very busy, and I just couldn't figure out what to do with it. And then I came across this journal design from Victoria Designs. So this is, again, this pops up like so. And then this opens, there are slots here. And then this opens, and this reveals a lot of other pieces of Bauhaus design chairs. They were very famous for chairs and this dress. And they combined weaving and metal and technology and everyday life. And then here's another, and this I just cut them up and put them on different parts of this. And here's another place to a tuck, and I cut it out. And then this is the last. This is, I can't really open it, but it's like a chair. And this opens really. And this is mine. I drew this in Bauhaus style. They use really only red, blue, and yellow, and a little black, the primary colors. But I have to put some stuff there. So that's the, whoops. that's the pop-up side of the journal. So I could pop a hole there and there. So that is possible. All righty. I'm going in. I got a mess on my table. You guys are patient. You don't. Okay, so if I, again, it's going to be, well, before I pop up, well, wait a minute. Can I, no. I can't do it there, Anne. I have to do it here. Because, geez, this is where I get in so much trouble. Where's Janet Nash? She and I are the founding members of the Upside Down Backwards Club. It's a standing joke with us. And this has to go here. So on this side of this thing is just a regular journal with two signatures with the elastic band type of situation with a couple of. So I need a. Yeah, I can do it. It's just lining it up would be the problem. Because in the middle of this, there's a folio. Since I revealed so much, I might as well. Inside the folio, I'm working on these waterfalls. And these are a whole bunch of their quotes. They have some really cool quotes. The famous one, less is more. And dreaming, after all, is a way of planning. And this is the one I really like. Maybe that's over here. The main gift of a teacher is knowing how to share his art. We are all masters in our own fields. Specialists are people who always repeat the same mistakes. I love that one. Walk simply and you will go far. Art in everyday life, beautiful and useful. And these are some tags that I've incorporated. This is the one I like the best. The mind is like an umbrella. It's most useful when open. Hi, Carol. I couldn't sleep. Carol kept me company all afternoon yesterday because I was nervous. And so we usually get on StreamYard, just the two of us, and we just play and chat and talk, and it's lovely. It's just absolutely lovely. So these are, so I'm working on that. I figured out how I can put the holes in for the class. You're a specialist at sewing, yeah. Yeah. Me too. Specialists are people who always repeat the same mistakes. Yeah. I like that one. Yeah. And the other famous quote is, a line is a dot that went for a walk. And I like that line. And less is more. Less is more. And this is far from less, but it's more. Good morning, Aunt Bex. I'm just coming online to check you. And here, yeah, I know. I couldn't sleep. And I figured I would come on until, Dee Dee's going to be on another 10, 15 minutes. And I figured I'd come on and there'd be somebody around to keep me company. Oh, well, I wasn't sure. I should have. I was in bed and I kept on watching and looking at the damn, weather map and listening to all of the hype. And so I figured I'm going to get out of bed and take a shower and give Lily some calming medicine. I wish I could take that calming medicine. I know what would calm me down. It's illegal, but it's unfortunate. So I would like to, that would be great. But can't do that here in Florida. Anyway, so that's the, and then there's stuff in here. And these are folders here. Carol's seen this so many times. but it just keeps on. I know it's legal in New York State. It's never going to be legal. I mean, there's medical marijuana, but that's not, yeah. So this comes out like so, and like so. And then there's another series, another waterfall. And these all came in the paper packs. And that's a famous chair and design. And here's the famous lamp. I mean, how many of you have seen that lamp or even have a lamp like this? That's a Bauhaus design, 1926. It's still being made today. Oh, okay. All right. So you're going to go to Colorado? Yeah, I thought really by this time in my life, with all of the people that I grew up with, you would think some of them would have become, in positions where they could, change the laws. But I mean, but not so. I know it's legal. So you have a lamp like that. I know must have had a couple of lamps like that. But that's a Bauhaus design. And they had weavers. They did material. They even had one of the weavers had a showing at MoMA, Metropolitan Museum of Art. But even the women back then, they were not given their due respect. I mean, they were given more in that out in the Bauhaus School of Design than in other places, but still it was a struggle. They did weaving, they designed dresses, clothing. And it's, what Carol said the other day, and the more I'm reading a book about this whole design, and when Carol said it's like IKEA. And they were like IKEA in the sense that they were designing furniture and things that were for practical use. And of course, they were very radical. And when the Nazis came to power, they just, that was, they just basically drove them away. And some of the artists were Jewish, and they immigrated to the United States and started teaching in American colleges and schools of design. So the whole thing kind of fell apart in 1933 as the Nazis came to power. So it's a very interesting, it's kind of the avant-garde, it's post-avant-garde period. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the musical Cabaret. I'm sure you are. It's that period of time where people are, being as outrageous and outlandish as they possibly can because they've just survived World War I, which was the war to end all wars. And people said, what the hell? We're just going to live. C'est la vie. We're going to live to the fullest. And so this whole design and explosion of color and thinking about housing and metal and people working together and the arts working together. That was part of what they were all about. It's fascinating stuff. South Carolina is where I am. Yep. Wilmington. You're going to be live at noon? Okay. And Scott's got an interview at 2. That is awesome. And this is a callback, right? I'm hoping it's a callback because that's what you want, right? Okay. All right. So, and this thing has pockets and places. And I bought two 12 by 12 packs because the stuff was printed on it double-sided in order to be able to access the other side. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Roy. The Hofbrauhaus. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. It's cool stuff. The history is very cool. They did some really cool black and white stuff. Out of the book, I think I'm going to take pictures of some of the black and white art that they did. And copy that and stick that in here. So my plan right now, I'm really at a stage where I am just sticking in ephemera. I bought all the chipboard pieces, and I'm just going to be, finding spaces for it. And now that I figured out where I can put the holes, I can, do the closure on it. And but as I showed Carol, if it looks like it's big, but if you turn it upside down, it's only the size of a 9x11 piece of paper. Oh, beer versed. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Well, that's important stuff. I should have seen the Brauhaus, like Brockwurst. I saw the BR and I thought, boy, you got me. You got me, Roy. But Brockwurst is really important as far as I'm concerned. Oh, that was something outside blowing around. So that's really is not as big as it appears. It's just big when you flip it over and start opening up. Okay, so Angie's got the cable guy coming today. I'm just looking at the, yeah. Do they give you a window? My cable guy, they give you a window. They'll be there. I love the window. Well, they'll be there between 2 and 6. And that's the window. Now, it's not that bad. They give you a 2-hour window, so you're not reading all day. So they do a pretty good job. So this is what I guess I'm going to be fussing with, finding places for all these bits and pieces that I have everywhere, and then putting a clasp on it. And this design came from, again, Victoria Designs, and she has these 8 to 10. Oh, okay. That's and then hopefully he'll be there and done before 10. Then you have the rest of the day. Yeah. Well, that's good. Hi, Riri. Good morning. Thank you for stopping in. I'm just kind of BSing, I guess that's what you would call it, but kind of trying to get through these hours. These are the easy hours, and I don't know, but why is it always the worst of these storms? They always come in the wee hours of the morning. I don't know. It seems like there's some sort of law or something that we shall be there at 3 a.m., not 3 p.m. I don't know whether it's worse seeing it or lying in bed and listening to it. I don't know. Well, hoping that I don't lose the power. I did remember to get out my flashlights. My flashlights are here. I've got the little lanterns that run on batteries, and I have batteries. I have a battery-operated radio. So I've got peanut butter. I've got canned beans. And I think I'm going to do what Carol said, pre-cook. And then if I eat it cold, I eat it cold. I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Oh, man, you survived Sandy. I can't imagine. Sandy that was just so. When I first got married, where I lived on Staten Island, down in, it was on the beach. Lower, like Staten Island, we could see the Verrazano Narrows Bridge from the bathroom, from the bedroom window. South Beach. Is that it? No, South Beach is down in Miami. And I think that whole area, that house, everything, completely gone, completely wiped out. And there were a lot of summer cottages down along the beach back in the day, and. Didn't Sandy have the water rushing down through into the subways in New York City, as I recall? That was really terrifying. Yeah, I remember hurricanes out on Long Island. Rebuilding, they ran out of money. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I saw some of the film footage of the devastation that Fiona brought to where Ruth is. The terminals at JFK were flooded too. Well, this is supposed to be a rainmaker because it's moving slowly. I mean, slowly. So it's going to be like a 3-day event. And I'm on a pond, but they lowered the pond in anticipation. I guess they have access to, they can literally lower I guess there's pumps that can lower the ponds. So he lowered, the guy that is in charge of this place. They lowered the level of the water in the ponds. But during Irma, it came up over the pond and came within about 6 feet of my porch. And literally, I had lakefront property for about a week until it receded. There were whitecaps out on the pond. So I imagine we'll see something like that later today. My problem is I have a porch that's built onto my house, and I wanted to get hurricane shutters for it, but there's no structure to attach any shutters to. And the manufacturer, they're acrylic windows with like an aluminum metal frame and acrylic windows, and it's the thickest acrylic you can buy. The manufacturer says to take those windows out completely if the winds are going to be over 75 miles an hour. And I've done that. I've taken the windows out and literally let the hurricane just blow through that room and removed everything out there that would be damaged by getting wet. And this year I just can't do it. And I'm just going to have to take my chances. I mean, I could open the windows, and let it blow through, but I can't physically take them out. Well, Dee Dee just popped. The thing just popped down to say Dee Dee was on, so I don't want to, encroach on Dee Dee time. I should have. Well, next time I'm on, believe me, I think I'll be popping on and off quite a bit just to, get me through all of this. So thank you so much for stopping in. I so appreciate you, just talking, and I will pop on or whatever and let you know how things are going. I am certainly on the better side of Florida for sure. So I will see you over at Dee Dee's, and thank you so much for being here. Yes, I'll definitely go and hang out with Aunt Bex at noon. Definitely. All righty. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you again so much for being here.